Mahakumbh. This word never fails to amaze me whenever I hear it. I have decided to take a break from cycling and go to Prayagraj to take a holy dip in Ganga. I'm feeling like something is pulling me towards Prayagraj. Daily I watch hundreds of videos that make me feel emotional and bring lots of tears in my eyes. I feel like I'm missing it terribly. So before it ends in the month of Feb, I will definitely go to Mahakumbh. Today is day 419 of Chandigarh to Australia cycling trip and day 26 of cycling here in West Bengal. Chapter 1. Journey from Hasimara to Bhutan border. I remember that Bhutan was the first country which I visited as a YouTuber, and it was in 2019 when I went there for the first time. So for me it will be like reliving the old memories, but for Prashant it's going to be his first international trip. So he's very excited.
त्यागी जी ये मेरा फर्स्ट इंटरनेशनल ट्रिप होने वाला है and I'm going to Bhutan. It's just really, but it's fine.
We slept at Indian Oil petrol pump. So after packing, we start from there. Just next to the petrol pump, there was a small hotel. Making my bicycle stand there against the tree, I went down to had some food. There I had dahi chuda and paid 30 rupees for that. Let me tell you that the houses which I have seen here in Bengal, unlike anything I have seen elsewhere, they have a unique architectural style that catches the eye. Look at this side. All greenery and the house is just in between that. Isn't it nice? Some plants, trees and few huts looking house. This is just a house where a woman is using the pump and it's green made between the jungle. All the houses you will see here will be like this only. Hasimara is 6 kilometers according to this. That's a bus stop. People are waiting for the bus. It's a village site. This is how they walk to this road and this is how they use this e-rickshaw. Overtaking vehicles are very dangerous. Soon I came across a beautiful temple on the bank of a river. A man stopped me roadside and he invited me to have a cup of tea with him. We visited a roadside stall which was run by a family of 3 members. मुसाफ करो, इतना सारा दूध लगा. Soon Prashant also joined us and there sitting while having that cup of tea we were having different kind of conversations. Thank you.
Sir ji.
Prashant bhai. Thank you. After a short ride, we arrived at a junction that marked a new phase of our journey. So right to Hasimara from this point and Jagaon is straight. I was delighted to see the tea gardens again, where the workers were busy plucking the tea leaves. Tea gardens will keep following you throughout. 14 kilometers now. They greeted us with warm smiles and friendly waves. Roadside stalls selling egg and the meat lined up in a path. The iconic houses with distinctive metal sheet roof were visible on both the sides of the road. Students were going to the schools while the locals were doing their routine things. Spotting a roadside bus stop, I decided to take a break and eat something as that dahi choda was not enough to satisfy my hunger. Leaving my bicycle at the bus stop, I visited a nearby shop to buy some snacks. ठीक है, ये 2 पैकेट दे दो. एक कितने का है? कोल्ड ड्रिंक भी है क्या आपके पास?
नहीं है, इधर स्ट्रिंग है. स्ट्रिंग
चलो कोई बात नहीं.
घर पर है ना, इधर ही है.
तो टाइम लगेगा अगर चाहिए तो आप ला सकते हैं. ओके. कल से भूख लगी रही थोड़ी ज़्यादा. हाँ, ये ले लूँ. आपसे तो ठीक से हो गया. 70 rupees. We sat under the bus stop, mixing the muri with the namkeen and eating it with the chili which I purchased few days ago from Sikkim. While taking into the surrounding, I saw few things. Local women were taking their animals to the nearby grassland for grazing. It seems it is a very common practice because within few minutes I saw many girls. I saw a girl hopped into a auto rickshaw and a street vendor selling the fruits passed by. In this landscape, I saw a different kind of a tree. Because I was not aware of it, so I thought to ask from a local, and this is what I came to know.
क्या?
Supari.
सुपारी का अच्छा ठीक.
This is what they get it from the tree, and then they clean it, wash it, and this is how it's being packed. So that is called supari, and this is the process. It's a Bengali hotel, Nepali Basti signboard. अमरूद क्या रेट दिया है? ज़्यादा ही महंगा हो गया.
ठीक है दादा.
The road to the Jaga was particularly beautiful with the beetle trees on my right hand side and the tea gardens on my left hand side, and majestic mountains of Bhutan were just in front of me.
7 more kilometers to reach Jagaon.
Eventually, the 4-lane highway narrowed down into a smaller road. At one point, we had to take a right turn to reach Jagaon.
This turn will take you to Jagaon from here. This is Macha Basti, Jagaon.
This is the place where I saw a iconic tea factory. The name of the tea factory is Tursa Tea Factory. The Tursa Tea Factory is currently non-operational. Because of that, the condition of this tea garden is really very bad. On 10th of July this year, there was a dispute between the managerial staff and the laborers. So there was a kind of tussle going on between the management and the laborers union. As a result, one fine day, the management team members were completely gone from there, leaving 652 workers clueless. The situation has become very complicated, and this all happened because of the pressure tactics by the labor unions to the management, and management was facing the financial crunch. So instead of supporting them or supporting the company, they were on the strike for a long time, and because of such issues, nowadays this factory is completely shut down. And let me tell you, from this point onward, the road conditions became very, very bad. These are typical West Bengal roads. It seems that poor infrastructure is unfortunately a trademark of West Bengal as a state. I wish if the West Bengal government invest in improving the infrastructure, especially this part of the state, because whenever somebody is traveling from Bhutan to India, their first impression goes very bad. Along the roadside, I saw numerous vendors. They were selling different type of vegetables. After a challenging ride on this dusty road in this hot weather, sweating badly, finally I could make it to the entry gate of Bhutan. Chapter 2, the entry requirements for Bhutan. So to cross this gate and enter to Bhutan, you need proper documentation, and I'm sharing the information about those documentation which are required. If you are an Indian, Nepali, you don't need to take the visa. You can simply take a permit and enter to Bhutan. There is a permit fees of 1200 rupee per day per person. But if you are between the age group of 6 years to 12 years, it is 600 rupee, and below 6 years, the entry is completely free. If you are from any other country other than these two, then the fees is $250, and that is per day per tourist, and they call it SDF, Sustainable Development Fees. So when you enter to Bhutan using this gate, the first city of Bhutan which you came across is Phuntsholing. Phuntsholing. Let me tell you the best part. To go to Phuntsholing, you don't need to take the permit or visa. And this is what me and Prashant planned. This SDF or this permit fees was implemented from 2020 onwards. And I was fortunate because I went to Bhutan in 2019. So at that time, this fees was not applicable. And let me tell you, I stayed in Bhutan for 22 days at that time. And do you know my total expenses? For 22 days, it was only 18,000 rupees. Remember, we met with a cyclist yesterday. He told us about a dharamshala there in Shri Hanuman Mandir. According to him, it was in a street near to the entry gate of Bhutan. We went there and it was told that for a private room, we have to pay 350 rupee per night per room. And if we want to stay into the dormitory, then it is 100 rupee per person per night. In all this time, Prashant was very excited to go and see his first international country without being aware that something very strange was going to get unfold for him.
And I'm going to Bhutan.
Sounding very exciting.
Yeah. जब भी कुछ नया करते थोड़ा बंदा एक्साइटमेंट तो होता ही है, लेकिन मैं अपने फैंस के लिए पूरा भूटान नहीं घूमूंगा, पूरा इंडिया घूमूंगा, उसके बाद जाऊंगा भूटान अगली बार. लेकिन अभी टेस्ट तो कर लेते ना बिस्किट कैसा है. स्टार्टर exactly.
So let me tell you what happened, which was really unfortunate. After checking in into the room, we got freshened up, we dressed up properly, and then we approached to the entry gate of Bhutan. After that X-ray scan, there is a long corridor which you have to pass. At the end of that corridor, they have made the immigration center. This is where they check the documents, make an entry of yours into the system, and then they let you go. Now, for the Indians, there are total 3 documents which they accept. Number 1, passport. Number 2, Aadhaar card. number 3, voter ID card. Now the twist is you have to show them original. So if you have a soft copy in your mobile phone, they will not allow you to go. If you have that printed Aadhaar card, the one long brochure type we get of Aadhaar card, then we cut it and get it laminated after that. So they don't accept it. For the Aadhaar card, they only accept PVC card based Aadhaar card. And the third one is your voter ID card. When I gave them my Aadhaar card, they denied to accept that because it was the same printed one laminated within. Luckily, I had my original voter ID card with me, and on the basis of that, I got the entry. So after crossing and going to another side, I came to know that they have rejected the Aadhaar card of Prashant. He is not having his passport with him, and also he was not having the voter ID card. On the basis of this, his entry was completely denied. When he called and informed me about this sad story, that really saddened me. I felt so bad that I really wanted to return quickly. But he said that you go click some videos, come back and show me. At least with those videos, he will be able to see Phuntsholing. Chapter 3, exploring Phuntsholing. So let me share a few observations about this first city of Bhutan. So the moment you enter through that gate, after the immigration, there is a huge difference into the road conditions. The road conditions changes dramatically. Phuntsholing has much better roads than Jagaon. The currency of Bhutan is known as Gultram, if I'm not pronouncing it wrong, and it has the same value as Indian rupees. Let me tell you, they widely accept Indian currency throughout in Bhutan, and that Bhutanese currency you can use here in Jagaon also. You can get the currency converted after entering to Phuntsholing. There are few locations and you can take it from any shop also.
I'm going back. I don't think I will be able to use it. So I'm taking Indian currency because I'm not sure if I can use Bhutanese.
10 rupees.
Okay, 10 I can take in that case. Maybe it will be a memory for this visit.
Also, you can withdraw the Bhutanese currency from any ATM. Even on the immigration center, there are ATMs available, and the processing fees is 400 rupee per transaction. Those who are fond of drinking, so let me tell you, there in Bhutan, even in Phuntsholing, the drinks are very cheap. For a bottle of beer, you have to pay only 60 rupees. So let me give you a very strange comparison. You take a 1 liter bottle of chach or lassi, basically it is chach, and a bottle of beer. So both are costing 60 rupee each. And similarly, whiskey and rum, they are also very economical. Because Prashant could not come here with me, so I thought to buy a gift for him. And here the drinks are very cheap. So I purchased 2 bottles of beer and paid 120 rupees for that.
It's a packet of 2. That's nice.
I did it just to cheer him up. The traditional dresses of Bhutan are called go kari. So go is the dress which is for the men and kari is the dress which is for the women. Here the architectural style is very distinctive, particularly in their windows design. Unlike in India where we keep all sort of things outside the shop as a display, here in Bhutan you will find that everything is kept inside the shop. They don't keep anything outside the shop into the display like Indian shops. Phuntsholing has all modern amenities, for example, iPhone stores, mobile shops, computers, hotels, cafes, restaurants. The 2 main cities of Bhutan are Thimphu, which is the capital of Bhutan, and Paro, which has the international airport. And let me tell you, Bhutan is really very clean, including this border city. Bhutanese people strictly follow the traffic rules, and they only park their vehicles in designated areas. Phuntsholing is a very compact city, so you can explore it within 1 or 2 hours. The life here is very peaceful, no honking, no pollution, and abundant greenery. Locals prefer walking, and carom is a popular game here. I saw a tower which was featuring a 3D painting of the king and his family. Here is a very interesting cultural fact. The way when we meet or greet somebody in India, we either share BD or cigarette or tea. Here in Bhutan, when they meet with each other, they offer duma or pan. So it is a very simple kind of a pan. It has a pan leaf with some chuna over it and a piece of supari or a beetle.
ये ट्रेडिशनल है, लोग यहाँ सभी खाते हैं. जब मैं कहता हूँ सभी तो सभी, मेल फीमेल टीनेजर्स, मैंने सभी को ये खाते हुए देखा है.
So they keep eating it because it keeps their body very warm. When I was staying there for those 22 days in 2019, I came to know about this tradition, and I also used to carry a packet of duma which used to cost 20 rupees. So whenever I used to meet anyone, I used to offer duma as a tradition. Just to remember those old days and refresh my old memories, I purchased a packet of duma from the local shop.
ये 8 पीस होता है, ये 5 पीस होता है, ये मीठा पानी, ये बांग्ला पानी।
जो इधर खाते हैं हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
नेचुरल खाते तो ज़्यादा ये खाते हैं।
हाँ, सुपारी और ये साथ में।
बना दो?
मैं बना लूँगा, मेरे को दे दो एक पैकेट दे दो ये।
कौन ये खाएगा?
हाँ।
Here in Bhutan, each man, women, the girls, boys, they all eat duma. It is the part of their culture. You will see that all the Bhutanese, they have their red mouth, red teeth. There is one more very common item, and that is dried yak butter. Then you keep that dry butter in your mouth for hours and keep chewing it.
पीस?
एक पीस 10 रुपीस।
Yes.
कट कर सकते हैं इसको?
No sir, almost only।
इतना बड़ा पीस मुंह में रख सकते हैं क्या? खाया नहीं
ऐसा था ना, वो हाथ काट के घुसा के हम घर पूरा दिया।
हाँ,
So they consider it very healthy.
अब याद आ रहा है मुझे।
खाने में बहुत अच्छा लगता है, गर्म में इतना नहीं।
हाँ।
Karaoke is very popular here, so you will find lots of karaoke bar throughout the Bhutan. Buddhism is the predominant religion, so while walking I reached to a monastery. There I saw many locals. They were sitting in their traditional dress there in the monastery. They have also started taking the UPI payment here. So what they have done is they have done a partnership, Punjab National Bank from India.
So we call it UPI payment? What do we call it?
BOB।
नहीं, BOB तो बैंक हो।
BOB
Ambok, okay. So this is what they call it here. This is similar to our UPI payment. This is a PNB and Druk Bank collaboration. Druk PNB Bank.
Pedestrian safety is taken very seriously.
This is how the cars stop when a person crosses the road. They stop themselves. I wish this thing is there in India also. They give the preference to the person who is walking. At least within the city, it's possible.
I was feeling hungry, so I had a plate of momo and paid 30 rupees for that.
So this is how they make the posters here. This is Mr. PT, mr.pt. It is between 16th to 18th of November, Kaza Throne, 7:30 p.m.
Chapter 4, the return journey. At this time, I was really not expecting what is going to happen with me at the exit gate.
There they cannot see the entry of mine when I entered to Bhutan. Now I have to go back to the same terminal where I got the entry done.
On my way back, after passing that Bharat Petroleum pump, I reached to the exit area, and there was a system issue. So what happened, or my details were not reflecting into the database. Initially, they suspected me that I might have entered to Bhutan illegally. So the officer there, she did some cross check from me, asking from which counter you came, who was sitting there, what was the counter number and all. When I could tell her all the details completely, so one of the lady police officer took me along with her to the immigration area. We went to the same counter, and that lady also confirmed my entry, but she had to re-enter all the details once again. It might be a system glitch, but finally I could exit the Bhutan. This is how my brief trip to Bhutan ended. I really felt sad for Cycle Yatri, Prashant, but there are some things which are destined. So whatever written there in your destiny, that will happen always. Total expenses of the day are 100 rupee, 30 rupee for that dahi chuda, 70 rupee for that muri and namkeen and that cold drink there. Dinner for that night was paid Cycle Yatri, which was 80 rupees. Today we have covered a total distance of 32 kilometers only with the average speed of almost 9 kilometers per hour. What did I learn today? Today I have learned that anything or everything has a time. So things will happen when they are supposed to happen. And when it will happen, that is not at all in our control. So there is no use of crying and feeling bad if you don't get something what you always wanted to. Doesn't matter how excited you were earlier. And if God is not giving you something what you are asking for, that means He has planned something better for you. So stay calm, go with the flow and do what Prashant did. If Bhutan is not the first international country of his journey, maybe some other country which will be much better and memorable memorable for him. So if you like this kind of a story of mine, then please subscribe to my channel World Wanderer Cycling on a Budget and hit the bell icon so that you get the notification of my videos first. Yesterday was a very strange day where we enjoyed more the journey than the destination. So we were pedaling through scenic tea gardens, wildlife sanctuaries, bustling village market that was happening while solving lots of road challenges. So that is a very exciting story which I have shared in the previous video. So I'm giving you the link of that video here. After this video, you go and watch that. And those who have supported me on my journey, their names are given here. Please read and say them thank you on my behalf. That's all for now. We will meet in a new video with a new story of a new day. Till then, take care of yourself. Keep smiling. Bye bye.